Hello and welcome or welcome back. Today we are going to discuss a subject that seems to be of interest for many of the people coming to my astrology courses. It's the subject related to compatibilities. And today I'm going to show you what type of charts are used in calculating the compatibility, and I also want to tell what are the planetary combinations or the planetary aspects I usually look at to see if we have a compatible or a not so compatible couple. But before starting that, I would like to tell you that usually I like to see the dynamic with more tolerance, because sometimes maybe our chart doesn't seem very compatible, but maybe people are mature enough to understand they can work together and they can make it a beautiful relationship by honesty and by understanding each other. So I recommend that even if you look at the compatibilities, always leave place for your own way of seeing stuff and for your own way of working with the charts. But going into what astrology says and human design says, let's explore. I will first show you the type of chart we usually look at, and this is the classical Synastry chart. And Synastry charts means the dynamic between partner A and partner B. As you can see, we have a circle, and here outside the circle we have the planets of one of the partners, and inside we have the planets of partner B, let's say. And these dynamics between these aspects between, let's say, the sun and the sun, or the moon or Pluto or whatever, these planetary aspects make a dynamic between the couples. This is called a Synastry chart, and this is done to see like the reaction partners have when they meet each other, and the instant dynamic. So when doing a synastry, what I like to look at usually is the dynamic between the sun and the moon. Sun and sun, sun and moon, moon and moon. I always look at the sun and the moon, the two luminaries. And they are a very important factor in compatibility, especially the moon of the woman and the sun of the man. That is a very strong type of compatibility, because our feminine side feels seen by the masculine sun, and we as women usually nurture the partner having the sun compatible with our moon. So that's a very interesting aspect I look at. Usually compatibilities are seen as, conjunct, signs that are conjunct, sometimes signs that are opposite, because you have that polarity of magnets that attract and have this dance of attraction and sometimes repulsion, but if they know how to work it, it can be interesting. You have the trines. Usually the trine is what they call the classical compatibility, what we read about in magazines. For example, let's say you have your sun in Gemini. Sun in Gemini is classically compatible with the sun in Libra or sun in Aquarius. They form a trine because they are in the same type of air element. Or a classical compatibility can also be the opposite. For example, as I said, sun in Gemini might be very attracted to a sun in Sagittarius. But more than the sun, as I said, I look at the sun-moon. The second I like to look at is the dynamic between Mars and Venus. I already made some videos about Venus and Mars and this dynamic. And it's interesting to see first this dynamic in yourself, and I always recommend before starting to look at compatibilities, look at your natal chart, because that is a very important point to start, to see what the dynamic between planets are in your own chart, and then see what kind of partner you attract. So see if your Venus and Mars and the Venus and Mars of your partner are in interesting dynamics. And then I also look at Venus-Venus and Mars. Venus talks a lot about the love languages, and Mars talks a lot about the erotical language and the sexual compatibilities. So these are mainly the types of planetary positions I look at shortly, but there are many aspects and many types of compatibilities. The second type of chart that is usually calculated is called a composite chart, and this is a very interesting one. And the composite chart looks like this. It's similar to the one before, but as you can see, you have only one circle with only one set of planets. And this is the chart that shows, like you can imagine, the third person. You have partner A, partner B, and the relationship is seen as a product or a child or something that is created by the dynamic of that couple. Maybe not a child, but in a metaphorical sense, because yeah, you can have a child from two partners. But I mean, what is the blend of their energies? And usually this chart shows a lot about what the higher meaning of this connection is. Maybe you have a very good synastry chart, but the composite is or maybe you have a not so nice composite chart, but a very good synastry chart. So we have to look into that too. And the third one I calculate and I love working with is a human design chart, a composite chart or connection chart that looks like this. You have partner 1 here, you have partner 2 here, and in the middle you have the combination between these two. And here you have like the composite chart, but the human design one. And as you see, in this case, we have a chart that has all 9 centers colored. So blending this, we get this chart. And here we have channels, and here a channel is one that unites a center with the other one, and it's a continuous energy flow like this. Or you have the gates, as you can see here, just half of it, and the other half is not defined. So according to what type of channels we make together, we can have many types of dynamics and many types of relationships, and the channels, each channel has a meaning, and each channel has a type of energy. So yeah, that's very interesting to see. Do our heads get defined? Do our emotions get defined in a chart? So it's very deep to enter this type of process. And I will very shortly present what type of channels can be seen in such duo charts, mentioning that also the number of centers that are defined are important because they create some relationship dynamics. But mainly we have the compromise channels, and the compromise channels means that one partner might have the whole channel and the other partner has just half of the channel. So the one having all the channel has a bit more energy than the other one in that certain topic. So that's a compromise. Who respects whose energy? Then we have the dominance channel. The dominance channel means that I have the whole channel, the other one doesn't have anything defined there, no gate, no nothing. So there is my energy coming and yeah, being dominant on the other one. So that's also a place to to see if we can let the other one lead or not. We have the friendship channels. I love seeing friendship channels in compatibility charts because friendship channels mean that me and my partner have one or more channels in common. And that for me is a very good sign that even if stuff might get fiery, you have a common ground where you can, come back and find balance when stuff are too intense. So friendship channels from my point of view are good even in couple charts. And you have the attraction channels that usually are like sparks, and that means that I have half of a channel, the other one has the other half, so when we meet we create that channel together. And many times when working with couple charts, I look at these channels and see what type of dynamics do that type of partners have. Because some people break up because they consider, oh, my partner was not romantic enough, or they get a divorce because they don't have enough money, they don't make enough money with their partner. But many times they don't have enough patience to see, like, is this relationship growing in that direction, or maybe I'm built to do something else with my partner, maybe be very creative, or maybe have kids or something else. So it's very interesting to see what are the good parts of relationships and how can we use that to grow, and not concentrate so much on what is bad. I'm an optimist, so I love looking at charts in a pleasant way, and I love helping people to see the beauty in themselves and in the partnerships they are in. So thank you for listening, and hope you have nice partnerships. See you later.